One of the number one reasons why women struggle with dating and relationships today is that they choose men who are not ready for anything real. Ladies, there are lots of great relationship-ready men out here. However, you need to learn how to choose them. I wrote this book to teach you how to do just that. Get your copy of Choose Well, a simple formula to determine the best man for you on Amazon today.
She's asking us, how do we get to this place where men who have the means don't want to pay for their women? How come they don't want to? Now this guy's worth $200 million and he's nickel and diamond making his girl pay bills. I guess, well, I'm not going to guess, but I'm going to try to give some answers as to why men think this way. Quite recently, we're thinking about this Ayesha Curry situation wherein women really aren't interested, some women aren't really interested in marriage for the sake of marriage, for building, for lasting dynasties, connections, fulfillment, emotional connections. Some ladies aren't doing it for that. And you think about Jada Pinkett Smith also said the same thing. She's not interested in it for money or whatever, right? She wasn't in it for relationships. So why did you say yes to these people's proposals? Now, we don't know from that particular small clip, and I haven't seen the full extent of the video that Be Mindful had in mind. We don't know what her bills were. And if she is in a place where she's saying to herself, I'm going to make sure that these men, I'm going to make sure I run up as much money as I can, or I'm going to spend outrageously, then yeah, you should split half the bills. So this is how we got to this particular place. Ladies who don't want to be in, who aren't really in it for you. Ladies who want to run up expenses on your dime, right? Men want authenticity above all else. Yes, we don't want women in their masculine. Yes, we don't want women to throw their educations and how much money they make in our face. But we also don't want to be taken advantage of and become fools. There have been cases, again, this is for uber rich types of folks who never married people, paid all their bills, men who did not marry women, paid all of their bills, supported their kids, put some of them through college, all this different type of stuff. And then when they go to break up, they lose in court. Men lose in court because the ladies will take them to court and say, well, you started this to sustain my lifestyle. Why can't you continue to do it? And the judges are going along with that. So if you're questioning why men are becoming more circumspect, more careful, more cautious, more egalitarian, more 50-50, this is where it comes from. Not knowing if you're in it for me, not knowing if you're in it for the long haul, not really being in it, but just in it for the lifestyle, not knowing, all these different types of things will cause men to become more cautious in how they're engaging and entertaining in the world and who they're entertaining. So what's one of the best ways that a man can make sure that this woman, the woman that he is with, is really in it for him? What is one of the best ways? Well, you got to pitch in all your bills. Does it sound stingy, cheap, all this kind of stuff? Yeah.
Good afternoon. I'm going to jump on and do this quick response video. So this is in response to a couple of videos. There was a video going viral about a young, I believe he was a young athlete, a young basketball player, who was on a podcast, and he had talked about him splitting the rent with his girlfriend, and apparently he's making or worth, $200 million, and him splitting the rent on the apartment with his girlfriend. So that clip is going viral because women are like, what? And my second reaction is so that all of this is the same. My second part is Dr. L. He recently released a YouTube video about men switching up or changing their kind of perspective when it comes to dating, when it comes to relationships. Men have changed their perspective. They've changed their ways when it comes to dating and relationships. And he was explaining why that is. And he did reference the video with the young man splitting the rent with his girlfriend. And so here is the bottom line, and this is specifically for the ladies. Ladies, men need to be needed, but not used. The number one thing that I teach to women in my approach, in my platform, is that, and this is unpopular, like I'm going to go ahead and preface this video by telling you all straight out that this is unpopular. That most women, especially the younger Shira 7, Wizard Liz women, you all are not going to like this, and you're not going to appreciate it. You're not going to understand it. Can I be honest? You're just not going to get it. But here's the reality, young ladies. As I have said before many times, when and if I am engaging a man, number one, I am genuine. I am sincere. Now, I also happen to be older, so I'm at an age where I don't date for fun. I don't date for food. I don't date because I'm bored. Like, my dating is very intentional, and if I'm being honest, it always has been. But I was more lax when I was younger. There were men that I went out with that I was like, this man's probably not my husband, but, it's something to do. I definitely don't do that now. I have not done that in over 30 years. Okay, so I've given that up because why? Why would let's put it this way. In the last 30 days, I don't know what's happening. And I was asking a friend of mine this the other day. What is happening? What's going on Facebook? So in the last 30 days, I have gotten over 50 new friend requests. Prior to that, I get a friend request once a month, maybe once every other month. But something has happened. I'm going to move my phone. There we go. Something's happened in the last 30 days. I don't know what it is, but I have gotten over 50 friend requests in the last 30 days. And 47 of those requests have been from men. And because I'm not on Facebook like that, right? I am on Facebook for my clinicians referral group. I am now on Facebook because I'm in a new Facebook group called The Lobby, which is run by David Burris Academy. So I'm on Facebook for this new Facebook group called The Lobby. So I've been interacting with that. But the only time I really go on Facebook is for my clinicians referral group. So it's for clinicians to refer clients to each other. That's the only time. Outside of that, I don't post. I don't put up any pictures. I don't change the picture I have there. Like, nothing changes about my Facebook page in years because I really don't want to use social media for personal reasons anymore. I'm kind of over it. But something is happening out there in the world and the energy because in the last 30 days, I've had over 50 new friend requests. So I noticed that most of these requests are for men. And I pray to the Lord about it. I say, okay, Lord, what is happening here? Like, what am I to do with this? Right? I'm praying to God about it. What am I to do with all these new friend requests? And he says, just accept them. Just sift through it. Just accept them and sift through it. Who knows? One of these men could be your husband. All right? So I very, very clearly hear that. Sift through them after you accept them. And if you find that there are a bunch of men in there that live halfway around the world, or if you find there are a bunch of men in there that, aren't really talking about anything, then you just unfriend them. And that's kind of what I've been doing. So some of these men have reached out. They've reached out through Messenger. So they will friend request. I will accept the request. And then they will reach out through Messenger. And one of the first 3 questions that I ask is, where are you physically located? So if you are physically located more than 2 hours away, I let you know that. Oh, unfortunately, we're too far away from one another. And, there really would be no point in us just talking or texting or, there'd really be no point. And so, so I'm just filtering through. But I just find it interesting that, I don't know, something has shifted out there in the energy in the last 30 days. So anyway, I say all that to say, back to Dr. L. So he was explaining, things have changed. Things have changed out here with dating. Things have changed with relationships. And relationships are becoming more transactional. Relationships, they don't feel as good. They don't feel as genuine or authentic. It's like not about the person anymore and really getting to know that person and wanting to connect with that person. It's about getting something. It's about getting resources. It's about getting taken care of. It's about getting something, right? And then on the man's side, it's about getting sex. It's about getting companionship. And so relationships just don't feel good anymore. They don't feel genuine. They don't feel real. People aren't authentic. And I agree with that. But what I express to younger women, and again, y'all are not going to like this. I'm going to be honest. Y'all are not going to like this. I say, look, number one, you're only going to interact with men that you have a genuine interest in, right? That you're genuinely attracted to physically, or there's something about him, something about his bio, something in his social media or whatever. There's something there that you're like, oh, wow, he's a musician. I love music, or I'm a musician, right? There has to be something that you're aligned on and something that brings out that genuine curiosity. So you're only going to interact with men that you're genuinely interested in. Just them. Just them. Not their title, not their car, not their house, not their money, not their status. Just them. When you just look at them, when you just see what they're talking about, when you just look at what they post, does any of that deeply resonate with you? There have been some fine men, y'all, some fine men on Facebook. And when I go to their Facebook page and I start scrolling through it and I see stuff that don't have nothing to do with me, don't have nothing to do with the way I live, don't have nothing to do with what I'm about, I unfriend them. I unfriend them. I already know, okay, we really don't have anything in common. There's nothing about this man that makes me go, oh, wow, oh, my gosh, oh, yeah. No, okay? So you reject those men. If you see something that is there, that is the total opposite of you, you say, probably not, right? So if I see that men smoke, if I see that they drink a lot or party a lot, there's other things that I look for. If I see that, I'm like, nah, that's not a good fit, okay? I don't see myself aligning with someone like that, okay? So that's the first part. Connect with men genuinely. There is a genuine interest. There's something there that speaks to the soul of who you are. That's the first step. The second step is you allow that man to engage with you and you engage with him. Remember, men initiate, women reciprocate. Be a good reciprocator. So when he reaches out, you reach back. If you need to drop off, you say, hey, I'm going to bed. Hey, I got to get into work. Hey, I got to go to the gym. Be good at reciprocating. Be a good communicator. That's it. That's your part right there. You don't need to initiate, but you need to reciprocate and you need to communicate. Okay? But there should be something you genuinely are interested in this man about. Just him. Not a car you saw, not a house, not a, whatever. Because people post a lot of things on social media. And you all don't know the difference between getting to know that person and trying to get close to their title, their house, their car, their money, their status. No. Seriously. No. It ain't about that. Because all of that could go away. And then what do you have? You have that person. Okay? So be genuine. Be authentic in your interest in people. Then I tell women, I want you to go about the business of capturing this man's heart. Do any and everything you can to capture his heart. Be the most feminine, the softest, the sweetest, the most kind, the most compassionate, the most empathetic version of yourself. Be interesting, be fun, be funny, be a little flirty, okay? Do all the things necessary to show up and be a truly amazing woman. All right? Be amazing. And your goal is to capture that man's heart. The other thing I want you to do, and y'all are going to hate this, is stop walking around with your hand out. Stop walking around with your hand out. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you help me with this? Can you pay for that? Can you do? No. You will get more by asking for less. But see, y'all don't understand that. That's like God's economy. You don't get the fact that giving and doing just for the love in your heart actually brings back blessings 1,000-fold. That's God's economy. Because in human economy, why would I give and do just because? That don't make sense. How does that benefit me? But stop walking around with your hand out. Those of us who are spiritual in nature, we understand God's economy. We know that that person that we gave money to on the corner, we know that that person who, that older lady who needed help paying for her groceries, or that other person in the, whatever, we know that that's coming back to us. We know that our generosity, our kindness, and our compassion to people we don't even know, we know all of that is making its way back to us. So we don't worry about that. We don't trip about that. I have paid for people's meals. I have helped people pay their bills. I have helped people out of some tight spots. I have given people money I don't know. I've done all of that throughout my entire life. I ain't worried. I ain't never worried because God got me. But you have to be a deeply spiritual person to understand God's economy. It doesn't make sense in the natural. So those of you who are walking around with your hand out, it's very distasteful. It's distasteful to men. And what I encourage women to do is be the best feminine version of yourself. Be vulnerable, be sweet, express yourself in a mature way. Don't ever be afraid to express your thoughts and feelings. Ask the man what he thinks about it. This is what happened, and this is how I feel about it. I don't feel comfortable doing this. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And you are simply looking and gauging the man's response to that. That's it. That's it. It's just like when I tell a man no in some way, shape, or form. So this happened just today. One of those, 47 men reached out after I accepted the friend request, and he started, messaging me through Messenger. I found out he lived in Louisiana, and this was my exact response. Oh, that's too bad. Well, unfortunately, we live too far away from one another, and I have a very strict rule about long-distance dating. And his response was, well, this is what most men respond. Can I be honest? This is what 80% of men say when I say that. They're now going to try to convince me that, I make time and I can be wherever I want to be and I will do, whatever is needed or necessary, right? They'll go into a spiel about how they can, make it work. And I will say, no, thank you. I know that's not something I want to do. That's not something I want to prioritize or put my time and energy into trying to see someone who lives thousands of miles away. So no, thank you. Okay, I've already been there, already done that, and it is not something that will work for me. Now, if once I say that, you continue to try to push the envelope, or you continue to try to change my mind, that's called not accepting my no. So the moment a man does not accept my no, we are done. We are done. Okay? You are now deleted and you are blocked, unfortunately. You are deleted and blocked because you're not accepting my no. And so I got back, oh, well, you need to be mindful about how you treat other people, or you should treat other people the way you want to be treated. Huh? I said very kindly and very politely, no, thank you. And what can you, but I'm not going to, here's the thing, y'all. I'm never going to say all that. I'm going to block you and delete you. See, I'm not going to explain myself. I just said no, thank you. I'm not interested in trying to date someone long distance. I want you to accept my no and move on. And then the last line I use is, good luck trying to find Miss Right. Right? So I send you off with the best intentions. Good luck. I hope you can find the person you're looking for. But when a man will not accept my no, see, now we have a problem. So but guess what? I'm never going to be ugly. I'm never going to keep explaining myself. I'm never going to go off into a diatribe. And I keep telling women this, no, we're done. Delete the message, block the person. You're done. You're not going to sit there and explain to them that they are pushing against your boundary. You're going to show them better than you can tell them. And that's what I do. So I delete your message and then I block you. Okay? Because I was just as sweet as I could be in telling you that we are not in close enough proximity. So that has happened multiple times in the last week. Anyway, getting back to Dr. L's video. So while my heart goes out to the gentlemen, it really does. My heart goes out to them. There is a part of me that is very sad that this is where we've landed. Because let me tell you what I know about the men in my circle. Let me tell you what I know about the men that I've dated. They're good men, and they need to be needed, right? They need to be needed. They love to meet me where I'm at. They love to help me. They love to be of service to me. I take my problems to men a lot of times. Oh, what do you think I should do about this? Or, oh, what do you think about that? I may take my problems, but I never go to a man with my hand out. Like, that's not in my nature. But here's what I'm going to tell you happens when I do that. Because I don't walk around with my hand out, because I'm not begging men for money or asking men for money, men give me money. Men give me money. Men solve my problems. Men provide resources. Men do for it, to help you, to give to you, to do for you. He wants to feel needed, but he doesn't want to feel used. And you need to understand that when you're engaging with a man and you have your hand out all the time, that's how it makes them feel. It's not about me. It's not about who I am as a person. It's about what I'm doing for you. And that's not a good feeling. That's just like Should I go there? Should I make this video members only? Because I can make this video members only. Y'all know that. But it's just like every time you with this man, he wants sex with you. He's sexually suggestive and he wants y'all to do something. Right? So that's the only time y'all see each other is when something go down. Now you starting to put two and two together. You like, okay, wait a minute. All right, let me tell him the next time he come over, I'm on my time of the month, right? Well, I'm on my time of the month, so unfortunately, so if he do this, look, if he do this, well, your mouth work, don't it? Your mouth work, don't it? Your hand work, don't it? Now you feeling some kind of way. You feeling some kind of way. Or if you say, yeah, we can, you can come over tonight. We can watch a movie or we can get something to eat. But, I'm kind of feeling pizza. I'm on my time of the month. And he wiggle out of it. If he wiggle out of it or he cancel out of it at the last minute, oh, I got to work late. Oh, I got to pick up my boy from the airport. Oh, I got to see you feeling some kind of way. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. Can we keep it real? Let's keep it real. You're going to start to feel some kind of way. This ninja only wants some booty. What do you think men feel when you have your hand out? When you constantly want him to do something, to pay something, to take you somewhere all the time, what do you think he's thinking? Do y'all even put that in your mind? Because like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot and every time you saw him, it was about some tail, you would start to feel that way. Like, can we just hang out? Can we just watch a movie? Can we just chill? Can we just talk? Can we play a game? Can we go out and do something and nothing happen? Like, you're going to start feeling away. But y'all never think about the other side of that coin, which is you with your hand out. All right, let me go even deeper. Let me be even more specific. Please explain to me, and again, I realize that if I'm talking to the younger crowd, y'all are indoctrinated in the sprinkle. Y'all are indoctrinated in the Wizard Liz and all of that nonsense. That the whole point in having a man is money. The whole point of having a man is what he can do for you. That's it in a nutshell. That's what they're indoctrinating you all to believe. When the truth is, just like you have more value to a man than your body, than your tail, a man has more value to you than his money. Okay? So it go both ways. Y'all just, for some reason, you don't want to think about that. But let's go here. So you start dating someone, and prior to dating that person, you work a job, because y'all love talking about y'all's job. Y'all love talking about y'all's degrees and your high post job and how much money you got. So clearly you doing all right. You got a place to live, you got a job, you got a car, you got all the things that most adult people have. And you seem to be affording your lifestyle just fine. But you start dating a man, and 2-3 months in, now you say things like, well, it would be nice if you could pay for me to get my hair done every 2 weeks. It would be nice if you could pay for me to get my pedicure and my manicure every 2 weeks. It would be nice if you could come over and cut the grass. It would be nice if you could, blow the leaves in the fall. Here we go. So again, this gonna sting. What was you doing before you met me? How were all these things getting paid for before you met me? What were you doing? Well, I was paying for it. I was going to the salon. I was going to get my hair done, or I was paying Julio to cut the grass. I was paying One, to blow the leaves. Okay, so why can't we continue that? I'm confused. Why can't we continue that? Why is that now my responsibility? Now, are we going to, go out and have fun? Sure. I have no problem taking you out on dates, and we may go on a trip or two. Of your nails and your toenails and your hair and your waxing and other things. Like, what's that about? Like, why is that now on me? Well, you're my man. I'm your man? Okay. So, I gotta pick up these bills that you once paid for? Yeah, it's just, y'all, come on, stop. Because can I be honest with you all, the last very serious relationship that I was in, so about 4 years, and this, like I said, and a lot of men tell me I'm an outlier, so okay, I'm gonna accept that. A lot of men say, well, you're a unicorn, right? I don't think I ever asked that man for money in 4 years. I didn't ask him for money for a bill. I didn't ask him to get my hair done. I didn't ask him to get my toenails done. I don't get my fingernails done, but my toenails done. I didn't. I didn't ask him to pay to get my leaves blown. I didn't ask him to cut my grass. I don't think I asked him for anything. But guess what happened in those 4 years? I got taken on multiple trips. I got multiple pieces of jewelry. I got the leaves blown in the fall every 2 weeks. I got the grass cut in the summer every week. We went to all different types of events and festivals and things, and I got a lot of wonderful gifts. Yeah, all kinds of things. But I didn't walk around with my hand out. I simply allowed the man. Now, this is the kicker. Ladies, I want you to allow the man to do what he wants to do. Then you're going to decide if it works for you. Isn't that like, oh my God, isn't that a novel idea? Just see what happens. Like, just be with him. See what happens, and then you can determine if you want to be a part of it. Okay? Because that's what I do. I see what happens, and when what happens is not what I want to be a part of, then I say that. So there was a gentleman maybe about a year ago that I went on 3 or 4 dates with, and I didn't like what was happening. Like, I didn't like those dates. I didn't like the quality of those dates. I didn't like his communication style or lack of communication. But if I'm being honest, I didn't have my hand out. I didn't, I just allowed him to be him. I said, let him do him. Let's see what happens. Let's see what all of that entails. And then I'm going to determine if that's what works for me. That's what I want women to do. And that is how you're going to truly determine who a man is. You're not going to be duped. You're not going to be tricked. You're not going to be crying about, he changed. No. You're going to let him do him, and you're going to decide if it works for you or not. That's truly what needs to happen. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The basketball guy, right? I'm going to date him. I'm not going to live with him. Him and this girl live together. But let's say I did. Let's say I'm a heathen and I live with him. So if we move in together and he's like, yeah, we need to split the rent, blah, 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 I'm probably not gonna. Like, I'm probably gonna be like, you know what, I'm cool. Like, I'm good. And as much as a man, y'all, men may feel a way about me saying that. Men are gonna feel a way about me saying that, right? But so what? I'm gonna let the guy do him. And if whoever I figure out he is something that doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. And if me and him were planning on coming together or moving in together, and he was like, yeah, we're going to need to split the rent, because he said, oh, I told her to find a place that she could afford. Like, stop trying to, find this super expensive place and expect for me to pay it. Just find a place that you can afford and I'll split half the rent with you. I probably would have been like, no, I'm just going to pay it. I'm just going to pay all of it and stay here by myself. I'm good. And that's what y'all need to do. Do what you can afford. Live in your means. Stop living in the means of a man's pockets. Live within your means and date that man. Now, you can talk to him about your expectations once you all are married, because here's something to know about Anita. My expectation for a man I'm dating is totally different than my expectation for a man that I'm married to. And you heathens out there do not understand that. So just like I tell women to stop giving men wife benefits, I don't want a man's husband benefits. He's not my husband. I'm going to see what he does just as a man who's dating me or courting me, and then I'm going to determine if I like it. Then I'll start doing. So if a man is generous by nature, he's going to be generous by nature. If a man is stingy by nature, so whether I'm his wife or his girlfriend, he's stingy. Now I know that. Like, this is who you are. And it doesn't work for me. But guess what? Anita's going to date a man. Anita's going to make Sunday dinner from scratch. Anita's going to give him some massages and some head rubs. And she's going to do a lot of amazing things for this man that I'm dating. I'm going to give from a space in my heart that just wants to give. I'm not going to expect anything. I'm not going to, there better be some response to this. I better get something out of that. No, I'm only going to give. It's like loaning money. I only give people money that I can afford to never get back. That's what I do with men. I give the thing that I won't feel a way about if I never got it back. Right? So I made a meal. Whoop-de-doo. I rubbed his shoulders. Whoop-de-doo. He needed a ride to the airport. Whoop-de-doo. The things I do for men is the things I do for anybody. So whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whether it's a man I'm dating, I do everybody pretty much the same. Can I be honest? That goes to a different level when we're engaged. That goes to an even higher level when we're married. Right? That person has more access. That person gets more benefits. But that's what I want women to start doing. Stop walking around with your hand out. Stop begging men. Stop asking all the time. Because like I said, if we turned the tables, if every time a man saw you, it was about getting some tail, you would feel away. You would be like, God dang, every time, we can't just go out to lunch and him drop me off. It's got to be getting some sexual favor. You would start to feel away. So stop, okay? Stop it. Lord, why do we have to talk about this? So now we've created this weird dichotomy because of women, using men in this way. Now the men, like, y'all done ruined some good men. You done ruined some good, generous, giving men because they're so worried about being used. That's all they can think about. That's all men talk about. Well, I don't want to be used. I don't want to be used. Why can't we go for a walk? Why can't we go for coffee? I never heard this ever in my life. All of this talk about this. Because again, you're getting to know this person in a genuine way. Like, this is genuine. That's all I know it to be. Why would I use a man for some coffee? Why would I use a man for a meal? The math is not mathing. If I'm so-called strong, independent, I got my own money and don't need no man, why am I using him for food? Don't I have money? Can't I go and order Uber Eats? Like, it's just not adding up. It's just not adding up. And I'm not going to date men because I'm bored. Like, at this age, please, I am looking for the real deal. And preferably 2 hours from where I live. Okay? He could be in the same state of Virginia, but preferably 2 hours from where. I'm not doing no, California, Louisiana, Seattle, Washington, Houston, Texas. No. You cannot build a genuine, real connection that far away. So, no thank you. And again, if you don't accept my no, we have a problem. That immediately disqualifies you. I do not want any man that won't accept my no. Period. So, a lot of good guys now are kind of ruined. They're kind of ruined. You've jacked them up because of y'all's ways. Y'all's using ways, y'all's handout, and y'all might as well had a little tin cup and the blind people cane and the glasses on. That's what y'all look like out here. Oh, you want my number? Cash at me $20. And I mean, these girls will nickel and dime a bruh. Oh, you want my Instagram? Cash at me $10. Oh, you want to talk on the phone? Well, cash at me $25. What? And to the men, let me say this loud and proud. To the men, if y'all have ever engaged in this stupidity, you part of the problem too. So if you have bought into this dumbness, if you are sending these cash apps and paying for these toenails and paying for this hair and sending money for outfits and all, look, sending money for babysitters. Let me just piss everybody off. A woman, a single mother, who has the audacity to ask you to pay for the babysitter, just throw the entire woman away. Like, as soon as that happens, can I be honest? Let's be honest right here. That to me is like you just heard me say, if a man don't accept my no, it's over. That's what that need to be to y'all. If she want money of any kind to talk on the phone, to go on a date, if she wants money for a babysitter, throw her away. Delete and block. So the men are part of the problem too, because you all are participating in this type of behavior. Women are only doing what you all allow. Women are only doing what you all clearly are enabling. This is behavior that y'all are enabling. So stop walking around with your hand out. I seek to capture a man's heart. That's my intention. What do I got to do to get this man's devotion? What do I got to do to get this man to cherish me? Honestly, that is my agenda. If a man straight up asks me, if we got to talking on the phone and we had a great conversation and he said, what's your intention, Anita? What's your intention? Like, seriously, what's your intention, Anita? To make you fall deep in love? I'm saying that unapologetically. My intention is to garner your devotion. My intention is to make you fall deep in love. My intention, like, can I be real? My intention, right? And once that happens, oh man, you done walked into heaven. You have walked into heaven. So you are mine and I am yours. That's my intention. I have no problem telling a man that to his face. But this whole to get money and to get resources and to move in and to get you to pay my bills and all, what? Last I checked, I already got that. I already know how to do that. I'm coming to you for devotion. I'm coming to you for physical touch. I'm coming to you for cherishing. I'm coming to you for masculine containment, for protection. I'm coming to you to be the prophet and the priest in my home. That's what I'm coming to you for. I already got that stuff. I already got like that's the part that is wild to me. Y'all run around beating your chest saying that you have all this provision, saying that you have a degree and you have all this stuff, but then you walk around with your hand out. It doesn't make sense. You can't have it both ways. And look, even when I got married to my husband, we had an understanding that he would be my provider. And I was honest about that. Now, that was back then. Back then, financial security was my top 3. Those were my top 3 needs back then. Financial security, intimate conversation, and openness and honesty. Those were my top 3 needs back then when I was getting married. Now, financial security has fallen down the list. Now, it's not far down the list. I think it's at 5. It might be at 5 now or maybe 6, but it's not in my top 3. And again, y'all can't have it both ways. You can't beat your chest and talk about how great you're doing and then walk around with your hand out. It don't make sense. Okay? That's all. So that's my thoughts. That's how I train women to be. If they come into my coaching or my program and they don't like it, or they start talking about, well, what about Shira 7 and what about Wizard Liz and Sprinkle? Okay, then I'm not the person for you. Go to one of them and go out here and use a man for his money. And here's the thing. A woman who marries a man for money is going to earn every penny of it. So good luck. And this is from a woman who's been married to a wealthy man. Y'all think it's all fun and games. Y'all think it's, oh, it's so great, being married to a man of means. And, y'all think it's all fun and games. Y'all have no idea what is required to be married to a wealthy man. None. You don't have a clue what is truly required of you. Most of y'all ain't gonna meet the requirements. Can I be honest? Most of y'all will not meet the requirements of being married to a wealthy man. So aim for his heart. Aim for his devotion. Aim for his cherishing. Aim for his affection. Aim for finding out who he really is, his genuine self. Aim for his authenticity. And once you capture that, like once that man falls deep in love, can I be real? There is nothing that he has that is not yours. I've lived it. I know it. Okay. I know it and I've lived it. So I'm telling y'all from lived experience. Okay. Okay. It's not a theory. It's not a talking point on a podcast. I've lived it. All right. So I'm parking in front of my daughter's dorm. Okay. Because I've been talking, y'all. I'm going to go way back. Let me see if it'll allow me to. Because way back, Brienne Nicole, she had a question or a comment. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Oh, y'all, it's way back. That's why I said I've been talking. What's happening now is that the tables are turning. Men have been using women for years. Women are just learning how to play the game. But see, also, I want you to keep in mind that men are like, nope. like men are like, nope. Nope. So it ain't working out the way y'all thought. Nope. Men are like, I see it. I don't like it, and I'm just gonna vote no. So nope. Okay. All right. And then I had another, let me see. A lot of dating coaches said that coffee dates are low effort. Oh my God. How many times are we gonna have to talk about this? How many times do we have to talk about this? Are you interested in the man? Are you genuinely interested in who he is? And again, the goal is for the dates to consistently, right? When we invest, sometimes we do invest a little, and then a little more, and then a little more, and then a little more, and then a little more. Can I be honest? When I buy stocks and I don't know the company, I don't know anything about it, I don't know how it's performed in the past, I invest a little, and then a little more, and then a little more. And then I see how that stock performs. And then I invest more. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. Oh my God. Thank you, Garland Stillwell, for buying a badge. I appreciate you. She said I pay my own bills and keep the roof over my head. Okay. The only reason your future husband should make more than you financially is for his own personal self-interest. They do feel emasculated if they don't subconsciously. Yeah, I agree with that. And, hypergamy is a thing. Women do want a man that's better than them. I always say that. Y'all are the ones who fight me on it. What do you mean I want a man that's better than me? I'm like, yes, we do. We want a man that's better than us in some way, shape, or form. I see my daughter coming. And then, who else I got lastly? Characteristics over financial wealth. Yes. I've never experienced real love from a man. That's unfortunate. That's really sad. That's really unfortunate, but it exists. Coffee dates can actually be good for the first time. All right. Open opera invitation date. Women look at me like I spoke Klingon. Okay. But yeah, I need y'all to just be genuine, be authentic. Okay, that's it. Date for the right reasons. A lot of y'all don't date for the right reasons. That's your problem. If y'all being honest with yourself, you're looking to use him. And you have the audacity to say, a coffee date is low effort, because you're looking to get more out of him. It's not about him. You're just looking to get more out of him. And for what? Financial effort does not determine genuine interest. Y'all think money equals genuine interest. It doesn't. As someone who's dated and married a man with money, it doesn't. Stop thinking that. The more money he spends, the more he respects me, the more he's interested. It doesn't mean that. Oh, so frustrating. All right, y'all, I got to go. My daughter's looking for me. Okay, have a great rest of your day. I'm going to post this on YouTube later tonight because I wanted to do this response to Dr. L. And y'all go over to his channel and check out the original video. And then I also want you to subscribe to his channel and check out his channel. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for keeping me company on this ride. And as always, stay open to love.